Hi, everyone. Thanks so much for coming back to my channel. I'm Nico Anagin. Many of you know me as a narcissistic trauma healing and reparenting the inner child expert. You may not know that I'm also a certification mentor and trainer at EFT Universe. And one of the modalities that I have used for myself and for my clients that has allowed me to have the most transformation and healing is clinical EFT and energy psychology. And I actually want to speak today to all my coaches out there, whether you're using EFT or NLP or whatever kind of modality you're using. I want to talk to you about something that comes up a lot with my mentees that are asking me questions about, how do I convert someone, to work with me? Like, how do I get someone to be my client? And I know a lot of you have some feelings, maybe mixed feelings about marketing and sales, because perhaps you have been following an older paradigm. I think it's an older paradigm of selling, in which selling is associated with, manipulation or trying to get someone to do something just so you can get some money out of them. Or maybe even convincing them, that something's right for them, even when it's not, overcoming their objections, or just like having no attunement to what they actually need, just trying to make the sale no matter what. And that's, that's definitely a paradigm that some people are still in, obviously. But if you're watching this channel, you are probably a highly intelligent, gifted, talented, skilled, empathic, compassionate soul, and you don't like to be sold that way. And so why would you try to sell that way to others? So people ask me a lot, like, what do I say on the calls when I get on my discovery calls or my consultations or whatever you want to call them? People call them all different things. How do I, convert this person that's a potential client? And what I want to tell you all is that this is something that I tell my mentees too. When a person comes to a session, that I know that you probably think, well, it's my responsibility to get them results. And yes, it's your responsibility to know your craft, to be, talented and skilled at asking the right questions, at guiding in a process, being really present for someone, and just the embodied knowledge that you have in whatever area of expertise you're in, that you're allowing that to be transmitted to this client. However, the ultimate responsibility for their healing and their transformation and their change is actually up to them. And here's what I've learned is that if the client hasn't already made the choice to receive the healing, the transformation, and the change, then it's going to be pretty difficult to work with them. And this is something I've learned over time. And what I've learned is that actually, if you're putting out the content that is really aligned with what you're doing, if you're putting out content, if you're communicating with people, if you're maybe saying you have a YouTube channel, or maybe you've got an audience, you're sending out an email list, you're putting out free content that really you're sharing your area of expertise, then people usually have engaged with your content before they get on a call with you. And what's happened is, through engaging with your content, they show up with the problem that you solved. But the truth is, until they actually decide in themselves, they make the choice to change, they don't actually know how that's going to happen, but they've already made a choice to change. And then they just choose to allow your tool, your technique, or your modality, or whatever you do to be the way that they change. They've already made the choice. So when they show up on that discovery call, if you've done your job right, if you've really shared, authentically from a place of who you are and what you do, and you've given them enough information to help them make that choice, then when they show up on that call, they've already decided they want to do it. They just need you to kind of walk them through how it's going to look. They need some reassurance, and they need to know that they can trust you. And they need to know that you are going to show up for them, and you're really going to help them be accountable, So it's really just about walking them through a process after they've already made the choice. They show up, they know, even if they don't say they do, they've already made the choice. And you can feel this. You can feel this. And so this is why I tell people that it's not your responsibility to convert them. I don't even like this idea of overcoming injections, because that feels like you're forcing something on someone maybe that's not right for them. But if you know what you're doing and you know who you can help and you know where they need to be in order to receive the kind of help that you are delivering, then you know if something's right for someone or not, and you're going to let them know. You're going to be truthful. You're going to be honest. You're going to tell them. Maybe it's maybe it's not the right time for them to receive your services. You might refer them out. But if it is, you're going to tell them, yes, I can help you with that. This is how I'm going to help you with that. This is how I can help you with that. This is what it looks like, and then that person will convert. And that's just how it works, you guys. I talk to a lot of students that are studying EFT, and I'm a mentor, like I mentioned, at EFT Universe. And a lot of times, if their clients aren't getting the result that they want to get at the end of the session, the students will think it's something they did wrong. And I tell them that usually it's not. Usually it's just that this client hasn't actually chosen to change yet. They may think they want to change. They may show up and say, I want to change, but they're dealing with a lot of inner resistance that they're not aware of. And that is going to be a huge block. But if you, like I said, if you know yourself, like when you're in your coaching practice, you know who you serve, you know exactly where they need to be to get results from what you're going to help them with. And you explain to them, you pre-frame, what it's going to look like. These are the challenges that are going to come up, because they always are. This is how we're going to move through it. Then that person is going to trust you. You're going to earn their trust. They're going to work with you. And then, because they've already chosen the outcome, they've already chosen to change, they're going to get the results. They're going to feel good. You're going to feel good. And it's going to be a win-win. So I hope that's been helpful for you today. And I want to invite you to just release this idea that it's your responsibility to convert clients, and it's your responsibility to get them the outcome they're looking for. This is their responsibility always, and all you are required to do is show up, be present, deliver the skills and knowledge that you have in your being. And whether the client gets results or not is ultimately up to them, right? Okay, everyone. Well, I'm going to be sharing some things here on the channel, some kind of different things. I just, it's fun. I like to share all kinds of things. I've been sharing lots of stuff about narcissistic trauma, reparenting the inner child. But I have a lot of things that I would like to share with coaches about business, about being an entrepreneur. And I'm just going to continue to share whatever it is that I feel like could be helpful to my audience. So be looking out for some interesting new videos coming. And I hope it was helpful for you today. We'll talk soon. Bye-bye.